Hello everybody on the internet. Now this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the show, don't watch this video. Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 1 has ended. Now I haven't read all of the Percy Jackson books. I've only read parts of some of them, but my brother has read all of the books, so I know a decent amount about them. But I love the concept of Percy Jackson because I've always really liked Greek mythology. Rick Riordan really created something special. And as a kid, I used to like the Percy Jackson movies, but now I know how bad they actually are. So I was excited for this show because a big budget TV series is the perfect way to adapt the books. And I'm happy to say that it is the faithful adaptation that everyone has wanted. I love how Greek mythology is blended with the modern world. There is so much rich depth there, and the world is taken seriously, but at the same time there's a quirkiness to it and fun in the designs. From the start, the world of gods and monsters is so well established. What's also good is that the actors are all age appropriate, and the show has the perfect PG tone. It's suitable for kids and adults. At times it's funnier and lighter, and then at the right times it gets intense and serious. And it's well shot and has good looking visuals. The more advanced version of the volume that it used was cool to see. And the episodes mostly have the right pace. The show also has a very noticeable use of cut to black transitions, which I didn't mind, but sometimes I thought the editing could have been executed a bit better. Walker Scobell is great as Percy Jackson. Child actors these days are really good. Percy goes on a hero's journey. He starts out so troubled, but throughout he shows so much strength and fearlessness, and he's a good person, but he still acts like a kid. I thought Walker got better as the show went on. His chemistry with everyone was believable, and there are so many moments where you go, oh yeah, that's the son of Poseidon. I love the use of flashbacks throughout the episodes that tell things relevant to his present story. Arian Simhadri was really good as Grover. He's the funnier one of the group. He has compassion, wit and instinct, and you care about his friendship with Percy and his own journey as a satyr. Now, I would have preferred a book-accurate Annabeth, but Leah Jeffries did her job. She gets along with the others, and Annabeth is very competent and smart, but I don't think she's as impressive as Walker and Arian. Virginia Cole as Sally Jackson was great. Her and Percy's relationship is so well developed. You really see how hard raising Percy has been for her, and how much he depends on her, and how she'll stop at nothing to protect her son. Chiron was another character who I thought was well done. He's a good mentor. Now I'm going to go over the episodes, and I like how the titles are actual chapter titles from the book. Episode 1 effectively drops you into an interesting world, and the pacing with this one wasn't perfect, but the Minotaur scene was really cool. Episode 2 explores Camp Half-Blood, which is such a cool place that I want to spend more time in. Dionysus is a fun character. Percy talking to Sally was a good scene. So was Poseidon claiming Percy, but it did take a while to set up the journey. Episode 3 is where I started loving the show. I thought it got stronger from here on. The three heroes' chemistry starts to show, and then they run into Medusa. And Medusa was a standout. She was so well portrayed and set up. Her line delivery and how genuine but manipulative she is, and how they beat her was pretty smart. Episode 4 was definitely a short chapter, but Echidna was an effective antagonist. And the ending with Percy in the water was great, but it just ended. Episode 5 was another standout. Ares was unstable, but honestly so cool. All of the dialogue scenes were so interesting, especially Grover outsmarting Ares. Hephaestus' cameo was a nice touch too. Episode 6 was another short chapter, but the Lotus Casino made for an interesting setting. And I really liked Lin-Manuel Miranda as Hermes. That was a strong scene, but I thought it was weird how Annabeth was able to steal from him, but then it was revealed that he actually knew. I also loved the scene with the Nereid. Episodes 7 and 8 might be tied for my favourite episodes. They journey to the underworld, which I have to say is the best depiction of the underworld in film and TV. How they dealt with Cerberus was funny, and Hades wasn't impressive, but he was kind of cool. The scene where Sally talks to Poseidon was powerful, and then the ending was the first time the show made me feel hyped. Episode 8 had a structure that I couldn't predict, but it worked. The Ares fight was cool but shorter than I expected. And then Percy went to Olympus, which is the best depiction of Olympus I've ever seen. It was so cool to see Lance Reddick as Zeus, rest in peace. He had so much power on screen. And Percy standing up to him was great. And then Poseidon stepped in, which was nice. And then came the twist with Luke, which is one thing I didn't know about the book. Luke was such a good guy in the second episode, so that fight hit. And with all of the dreams throughout, they've effectively set the stakes for Kronos' return, which I do know what happens in the end there. Percy Jackson Season 1 was a great show, and it really is my kind of thing. It's relieving that Disney did not affect this show. This is Rick Riordan's story. I'm going to have to give it an 8 out of 10. I can't wait for Season 2, The Sea of Monsters. So, what did you think of Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 1? Have you read the books? Are you excited for Season 2? Who's your favourite Greek god? Let me know in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.
I'm gonna need a sword.